first, like, it hurts going in, doesn't it? Because it's just... Oh, no, it didn't hurt, but it felt weird. Like... What were you like in school? Were you shy, confident, or what?
I don't know, I was quiet when I got on with the work.
I was like that. But like, when I was with certain people, like friends, I could not be naughty. I wasn't intentionally seeking out, like, I wasn't trying to piss a teacher off. But like, I had this one teacher, like, her name was, oh, I don't know if I can say her name. She was a maths teacher. Like, I do not know what her problem was. Like, she just did not like me and my friend. Like, she split us up and stuff. Like, I remember once, like I just looked at him across the room. I just took my head up, looked at him. He looked at me, and we just both smiled. And she just called us out on it. I was like, this literally just... I looked up, like, fucking hell. And she just made a big fuss of it. And then, like, before, I didn't have a ruler. So, so in our school, we have a check system. So check 1 is a warning. Just nothing happens, you just get a warning. Check 2 is lines. You get a booklet, 100 lines you got to write about, right? The school rule, whatever it was. Check 3 is a lunchtime detention. Check 4 is after school. Check 5 is timeout report or something like that. I can't remember. And, like, I didn't have a ruler. I got check 3, which is lunchtime detention, for not having a fucking ruler. Mad's that. This woman was fucking psycho. And she'd always, like, talk about her son. She'd be like, my son gets up at 5 a.m. just to go swimming before school, so you do not have hardly any time to do your homework, mister. Thank you very much.
The tech sales teacher, oh, how do I word this? I don't know what it is. She has some condition where she can't, like, speak, like, loudly, so she just has a microphone.
What?
She was really squeaky and old. She was large. And she had, like, speakers around the room.
What?
So you could obviously hear her through a mic. Go tell someone off outside. She'd be like, get outside. But she wouldn't turn her mic off. I can't imitate her voice because I'll just cry.
That's amazing.
And then she got smacked in the face by a football and she ended up in intensive care in hospital and we haven't seen her in like 4 years.
How did she get smacked in the face with a football?
Someone booted a football at her in the end.
What, like, was she on the yard or something?
Yeah, like patrolling.
Oh, it's grim.
Her breath stank and all.
Oh, mate.
She was my my tutor for 2 years.
Oh, like your main tutor, the one you see in the morning and stuff.
No, we didn't have morning ones. We had them after second lesson.
What,
after second lesson, we needed to go to assembly. If we didn't have assembly, we'd go to their class.
What? So, where would you go in the morning? You just go to first lesson. You are.
Lesson.
Right. So how it works for us? We go, right, 8:45. The bell would ring. You'd go to your form where it's like you do the register to see if everyone's in, and then you have your planner check to see if your mum signed it. Fucking mate, you know.
Yeah, we had it checked, but in after second lesson, so we'd have time to like forge it in the morning.
Oh mate, that was the best. Just literally, you forget to do it for a few weeks because the teacher forget, and then you just sign in weeks of your own mother's signature, and then the teacher's like, my teacher was a fucker. She'd open it and go, why is your mum's signature different every week? I'm like, she's looking at me like, just get your mum to sign your fucking planner, please. For fuck's sake.
I don't see why it matters anyway.
I guess
we got rid of the planners in like year 9, and our school was like, oh, here's an app on your phone instead.
That's cool. You're on your phone in form. She's like, why are you on your phone in class? I'm checking the app.
In my timetable.
Yeah. Well, you're on Snapchat.
We had like coins, like you could buy like banners and stuff for your homepage on the website. Like
fucking hell, your school's proper like scrounged you for the money, isn't it?
No,
Jesus.
you have to pay. It wasn't microtransactions.
Oh, right. That's what I thought it was.
But I think it was like if you went to lesson, you get like 10 coins.
Fucking hell, they're trying to keep people in the school. If you go to lesson, you get money.
Oh, it's not real money. But we had coins. I can't say what they're called because it would expose where I used to go to school. But like you could trade in the coins for like if you didn't have a pen, it would be like 30 coins for a pen. But you could like buy footballs with the coins and stuff.
30 coins for a pen? Fucking rip off.
Yeah, but it was fake money. You got 30 coins for attending 3 lessons a day.
Fucking disgusting.
And if I think it was like, if you were good or if the teacher was like, oh, you deserve that, they can just give you however many coins they want out of their allowance for the week or whatever. It's pretty cool system, to be fair.
No,
The
that's
app was
actually
good because you could check your timetable, you could see your detentions on there, see what exams you have coming up. I think
That's actually quite cool.
that was when I was there. I don't know what it's like now, or if they still have it.
There was a teacher, right? I'm not obviously not going to say his name. I don't know if it's true. Should I be telling this? I heard a rumor. Apparently he got 2 girls drunk and had sex with them.
Oh, weird for them.
I think they were 16, I think. No, they must have been 15 because it wouldn't have... Well, I'm not saying it's not a big thing. Obviously, but 16 is a legal age, but he'd still lose his job. I'm not sure.
We had one. He was the... In your school, did you have, like, say a geography teacher? Would he also teach, like, PE and, like, other subjects? Or would he only teach his subject?
Right. One of my geography teachers, I'm pretty sure he covered PE a few times.
Yeah, because my geography teacher, he did PE and did the second woodwork group and geography. And, like, he'd cover lessons if there was, like, no cover teachers.
Okay.
Or he didn't, whatever. But, yeah, he... I think he'd lost his old job because he set with a sixth former.
Fuck. Wait, how old, sixth form?
How, what, you 16 to
16,
18?
yeah.
So I'm gonna hope they were 18.
Fucking hell. It's mad.
I think, that's what everyone said anyway. But,
That's the same with this one.
I liked him,
obviously.
he was a good teacher, so...
Maybe he's trying to groom you. My geography teacher, mate, he's a bit of a fucking psycho. Like, one minute he's just happy, and the next minute he's just fucking screaming, mate. You could just tell he had a fucking horrible class before us. You'd just walk in, you'd see, like, his face, you think, we're in for a fucking lesson here, Jesus Christ. Like,
Or
it
weird
got
on
to...
them, if you'd be like 2 minutes late, because you know, if you get like held up in the corridor because someone's blocking the door because they think they're funny. Or you're like,
Aw.
late from the last lesson because the teachers kept you in, so like, this is the homework. Or, stop being annoying, now I'm going to keep you in longer.
I never
And then
get
you
that,
to
I
the
know.
person, and they're like, why are you late? Well, because you're late, you're going to be late going to assembly. It's like, what is wrong with you?
Mate, it's
You're not helping.
awkward. Have you ever been late walking into an assembly? It's so awkward.
Yeah, our whole class was late once.
Fuck.
Because we'd always have the teacher. Oh, God's sake. There's so much stuff to say for one story. Our tutor was the PE teacher. So she'd be like, second lesson of PE, she'd have to like get her class done, get changed into like normal clothes, and then come to our tutor room, which is like at the opposite end of the school. So she wouldn't have time to see if there's an assembly. So she'd always be like, right, she set someone from our tutor to go and see if there's assembly. And if we didn't want to go, we'd be like, right, just don't bother looking. And they'd be like, yeah, right. And then she got an email, like, by the way, there's an assembly. Where you at? And we were like, oh. So then, like, 20 of us had to, like, go to assembly, walk in late. The guy was like, nice of you to join us. Finally. I was like, okay, great, cheers.
And we're just looking, like, oh. Mate, I remember once, like, I went through a phase, I think it was like year 10, 11, like the last 2 years of school. I don't know why, I guess it was just laziness, so I don't know what it was. But I just wouldn't, so, in our school, people in certain areas would get the coaches, which is like free buses. But I moved before I went to comp to, like, a different area, and I had to get public transport. So there'd be one running just for school kids, and then there'd be the late bus, which is like it goes to a hospital but goes the long way to pick everyone up. And I'd always miss the first bus to get on with all the kids. Mate, it was a rammed bus full of kids. It was disgustingly fucking crowded. I'd always miss it and catch the late one and get into like my form class at like 10-2 or 5-2 or something. Sometimes I'd even turn up to form after like the form is gone. She's like, still we go to first lesson? My form teacher hated me, mate. And I remember once we just had an assembly, so I literally had to like open the door. It's a fucking crowd, like all year.
Everyone on both sides turns around.
Yeah, everyone just looking at me. There was like a PowerPoint, and the head teacher's like, and I opened the door. I saw my form teacher just look at me and just put her head in her fucking hand. I was like, I'm sorry. And then
Was
like,
your... Oh, sorry. Go on.
no, I was just yeah, I was just really awkward. And my phone was at the front, so I had to like scoot through everyone, like sorry. Just sit down. Then I was fucking, and then you could take your jacket off, and then your bag. It was fucking nightmare, mate. Hated it.
Would you take your bags in with you?
Yeah.
Well, we had to leave ours in the hall on the tables.
No,
I don't know why, because that just makes everyone just throws your bag off trying to find theirs, and it's like, can you have some respect for my items, please?
Yeah, no, just because your fucking Lonsdale bag, don't have to dump it on my Adidas when you twat.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, did you not have to sit in boy-girl in, like, girls on one side, boys on the other in assembly, but you answered that already?
No, I think we just sat in forms, mate. I think
We
it's
did,
alphabetical.
which was weird, because if we had assembly in, like, the gym, on, like, if it wasn't a big assembly, like, it was just our year, we'd have all the boys on the right, all the girls on the left,
That's weird.
and then in the main hall, we'd have all the girls on the left and all the boys on the right again. And I'm like, why? And then in like year 11 or 10, they changed it so you sit in your form groups. And I was like, I'm so lost. I was like, where do we sit?
Your school seems so fucking confusing.
It wasn't great, honestly.
They just seem like they don't make their mind up, dude.
Oh, we went through like 3 ed teachers, so they all were like, they were just like, yeah, by the way, we're not doing it that way anymore.
Oh,
My ed teacher's on Educating Cardiff.
were they?
Well, one of them was.
Oh, one of them. Oh, fuck. That's mad. Mate, speaking of head teachers, I found out the other day my primary head teacher passed away.
Oh, one of ours was a certain type of man.
Paedophile.
Yeah.
Wow. Your head
Not when I was there, like before. I think it was deputy head. Or
That's-
maybe it was teacher. No, I'm sure it was deputy. But yeah.
Oh, PE makes it. If you're a paedophile, you just can't teach PE. That's just even worse.
No, I didn't say PE teacher.
No, you said head of PE, didn't you?
No, I said deputy.
Ah, deputy. Ah, okay.
Oh, we had an art teacher. She's from like the valleys. She was proper Welsh.
From the valleys.
She was tiny. Well, I assume she still is tiny. She's like 5'2", and she was always happy. But if you did one thing wrong, her mood would just flip, and she'd get so angry so quick.
Mate,
And
all our teachers like that. What the fuck?
And she'd be like, so, you know, if you're like drawing and you haven't got enough room in your book to fit your drawing in, or you miss a page that's stuck together, you don't realise. She'll go through your book marking it, and in the space where you haven't drawn, she'll write, "Do not waste paper."
Paper doesn't grow on trees.
She'll be like, "Don't waste it." It's like, well, I can't use it now, can I? Because you've written on it, you idiot. And she's like, "Yeah, well, you shouldn't waste it." It's like, "Yeah, but you shouldn't fill in the gap, should you?" She'd go at me once. So I accidentally talked over her. She looks at me. She's like, "Do you want to teach the class?" And I was like, "No. Why would I want to teach the class?"
We we had 2 art teachers, right? And their classrooms were like, obviously classrooms are next to each other, but they had a door. So you'd have a door that goes into a corridor, and then you go into another door, yeah. But they had like a door that go into each other's classrooms.
Yeah.
And literally, mate, they were both fucking miserable and shit. Like, I guess if you didn't take art, they didn't give a shit about you. So like, they just tell you to do something. You got to draw this. You got to draw that. Blah blah blah. And then they'd mark it and just say it's fucking terrible. Mate, so I think I'm not saying her name, but that art teacher, I think I had the most checks off her than other teachers. I used to get like check 2s, check 3s all the fucking time, because she'd set up homework every fucking week to draw something. Mate, I fucking hated art. I just had no interest in drawing. I just didn't. I just wanted to go and play Call of Duty. And I'd always I didn't do it on purpose. Like, I'd always sometimes start my art homework and I just get distracted and then go back to it. And then I'd be on the bus like, fuck my art homework. I got art now. Shit. And like, I'd go there, she'd see it, like, oh, why have you done your fucking homework as a check 2? And then, like, I forget to do the check 2. And then I forget to bring it in. And then I'm just sitting there like, oh, I've done the check 2. And then I was like, oh, where's your homework? You haven't done your second homework, and you haven't done your check 2. That's 2 check 3s. Like, 2 check 3s? That's 2 lunchtime detentions. What the fuck? And she's like, well, do your fucking work. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't see my friends for 2 days now. Look, you know, obviously, the thing is fucking annoying. Yeah. Oh, the worst is when you do a check 2. Right, it takes you quite a while to write it out. and you fucking leave it at home. And they're like, no, please, sir, you have to believe me. I've done it. Just please let me bring it in tomorrow. They're like, nope, check free. I'm like, no.
You go to school with Matilda by any chance?
Oh, she was fucking horrible, mate. Genuine, that woman, absolute. Right, so I broke my. Well, I chipped a bone in my leg. One like week I had off in school. We had like you know the Eisteddfod meetings. God. So we had that, right? But then, the art teacher, not the one that taught me, but the other one came down, and she was like, "Oh, by the way, Miss I can't say her name. Miss Matilda wants to see you." I was like, but the art room is right at the fucking top. I was like, what? Genuine. So I had to like, with my crutches, go all the way up there just for her to be like, have you done your homework? I was like, nope.
Look at my leg.
She's just shouting at me again. I was like, I don't want to do the art homework.
Do you not have a lift?
Yeah, we did, but like, it still drops you like fucking miles away from the art room. The art room's in the fucking corner, mate. So
so not the Welsh one. He was so good. Jesus Christ. Well, probably one of the best. He was like, what was I gonna say? He'd be like, right, today we're doing this. If you don't want to do it, I don't care. Just don't stop the people that do want to do it.
Yeah, dude, mine was like that. Mate, mine.
I was happy doing the drawing because I was like, yeah, there's nothing else to do if I maybe if I had 50 minutes, I might as well draw.
Mate, I would literally catch up on my work in that lesson. Like, work I had to do.
He wouldn't care.
Yeah. Mate, I had a Welsh teacher. He was the best guy ever. He had a mean temper, but but he was funny. He'd only have a temper if it was, like, serious. But he won the lottery, and he'd go away every weekend. Now, genuinely, like, he'd come in, he'd be like, oh, where'd you go last weekend, sir? Oh, I went to Rome. I was like, fucking hell, he'd show you photos and shit, and I'm like, it's mad. He just taught because he enjoyed it.
That's the life I want to live. Not the teaching bit, but travelling whenever I want.
Oh, mate, it was great. I saw him on the train a few years back, just out of school. He just came down, he's like, oh, Simon, boys. I'm like, oh, fucking hell. Simon said. Ah. Yeah, he's pissed as well. Not like mortal pissed, but he was just like, you could tell he had a few. Like, he's like, that many boys, I don't know. He's like, oh, Simon's it.
But yeah, that art teacher was like, he just always tell us stories of his youth and stuff. I'm like, I could happily sit here and I'm like, oh, the lesson's over. God's sake.
Oh, mate.
It would always be that last lesson as well. So you'd be like, you get your pencil sharpened and go to the bin by your friends on the other table and stand there for half an hour.
Oh, yeah, that was class. You know that geography teacher I told you about, the one that was just like, he was nice, but then like he was also a dick. Like he just shout when he'd be in a mood and blah blah blah. When he told the story. Like he'd tell it fucking long. Like we'd all try to get him to tell stories. He'd be like, oh sir, what happened to that time that this happened? And he'd be like, oh right, everyone stop saying right. And we'd all get him to just fucking tell stories. And the bell would go, oh flipping hell, we'll have to pick that up next lesson, guys. But I've got to tell you a story. It was fucking hilarious. We were doing exam prep work. Like, 8 of us were in the class, right? He was going around everyone. Me and my friend. Hang on, let me compose myself.
Oh god.
No, it's really funny. He came over to us. Me and my friend Jay were just sitting next to each other. He was just telling us about something. And he stopped and looked me and Jay dead in the eye. Like, his brain just stopped. And he just tried to, like, pick it up and speak again. And he just went... Oh, we were fucking crying. My eyes, I was gone. Like, I was supposed to be there for another, like, half an hour, but I just could not focus and do work. He was like, I was like, what the fuck happened? I was like, what, you right? Or did you have a stroke or something? What the fuck was that? He was like, and then, it was a nightmare trying to go back to class. I was just, every time I looked at him, I just pictured the fucking face and the sound. It was impossible to talk to him. Oh,
we had an English teacher that was new, and she was from Stoke, which already wasn't a good sign.
Oh, fucking hell.
But the teacher before her was one of the girls in class's mum.
Oh, that's
the new
awkward.
teacher came in, and she was like, right, I don't know what your old teacher was doing, but she clearly wasn't very good, because you haven't done like half of the work you meant to. And he's called Megan, and she was like, she just goes, that's my mum. And she was like, oh. Everyone in the class like knew, because she was a good, Megan's mum was like quite a good teacher, and everyone knew her. Because Megan was quite popular, and I was just like, everyone just started laughing, and she was like, I don't think it's funny. Megan, I'm sorry. I was just like, what? You can't just say she was an awful teacher.
Megan, I'm sorry, but your mum was fucking terrible.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry your mum is an idiot.
Oh, mate. In maths, right?
Oh god, maths.
In one of, I think it was a year 8, right? I don't know what actually happened. Something happened to my maths teacher. I think she had like a breakdown or something. She just wasn't in a lot, and we constantly had supplies. And this one supply teacher we had, he was American, bless him, but he was such a nice guy, dude. He was just that classic stereotype American, was just so fucking polite, so like, he was just a nice
not
guy.
The stereotypical American.
Oh no, like, oh sorry, not the, I mean like, not polite, sorry, I mean like happy and chirpy, do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
The customer service type thing, you know?
Oh god, the
That's
annoying
what I meant,
American.
sorry. Yeah, but I didn't find it annoying because he was super like fucking polite and he'd always talk to you, ask you your day. But I felt so sorry. I think we only had him once, mate. I felt so sorry for him because everyone just fucking took the piss. People just constantly interrupted him trying to be funny and stuff. And I was just like, mate, he's just trying to do his job. Fuck, man, this guy's actually sound. Bless him. Probably just fucking cried when he got home. Because he had 5 hours of that stuff.
We had a business teacher in year 10. She would constantly like have breakdowns and cry in class and like suck her thumb and stuff.
Suck her thumb?
Mental.
Yeah, we had an English teacher who did that, mate. She
was generally mentally unstable, and I don't think she was fit for teaching.
We had a teacher like that, mate. Like I don't know what happened to her in her life. I assume something happened, but like half of the year she was fine. She had this obsession with Matt Cardle when he just won the X Factor. Like we'd always joke like, "Oh, miss, you fancy Matt Cardle?" You like, she's like, "Yeah, I like Matt Cardle." And then just one like week off, she came back and she was just like, she's changed a bit. We obviously didn't know it's a big change. She was just like, something's wrong with miss. She's just not as chirpy as she used to be. I was like, it's probably just whatever. And then like sometimes we'd come in like, Miss do is not here, so here's a sub. She's gone home unwell. It's like, oh, she's probably ill, is she? And it happened a lot, and then we'd find out like the class before literally fucking abused her so much that she just had a breakdown and fucking ran out crying.
Yeah, that's what our teacher did.
It's grim, dude.
Did you do business?
No, that wasn't an option in ours, I don't think.
Oh well, we did business. We had to have a, what was it? It was either 12 or 22-hour assessment, or it might have been 30 hours, I'm not sure. But she just left at like the start, so we were just like, what? what do we do? So we had to like covers, and this awful business teacher that just like couldn't teach, because covers are normally awful.
Yeah, terrible. That's why
they're not
covers.
Teachers. They're just like, oh yeah, I want some extra money. How hard can it be to look after 15-year-olds for an hour?
Oh mate, we had a cover that she just. It's gonna sound mean, right? But everyone called her Large Marge just because she was large. But like she just turned up, mate, and she just let us get on with shit. And then like the real teacher would come in the next day if he was ill or something. Like, right, so here's the lesson plan, blah blah blah. And like, we'd be like, wait, I don't know how to do this. What do you mean? Didn't you not do it yesterday? Like, no. What have you been doing? Who taught you? Large Marge, sorry, who? And then we'd say her proper name.
Oh yeah, we had like I think she was a cover, or she was like, I think she was cover, but like, she was covering for like 6 months. Because I don't even know what happened to our old teacher. I think her kids got taken away from her. She was like, just wrong in the head or something. And she was like, the cover was like, a larger human. And she just like didn't care, because she was a science cover, so she'd just be like, oh yeah, by the way guys, I have to mark all these. Here's David Attenborough for 50 minutes. And if we had work, she'd give us like the work, like a paper pamphlets, whatever, or exam. And she, everyone would just like rip them up and chuck them behind her on the floor, and she'd just carry on at the front, thinking everyone's done the work. And I was like okay.
It's like, you appreciate it then, because you just want a free lesson to, piss around with your
But
mates.
now you're just like, that was
now,
really bad.
Yeah, now you're like, yeah.
But that's just a woman trying to do her job.
Like, ours would just play music and shit, like. You should just chuck music on and it would just be like a 3 hour, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We had a, we, like, moved science group, like, halfway through the year, because, like, the timetable changed or something. Or the teachers just had to, I don't know, they just told us reason. And we called him Spicy Nige. His name was Nigel. He wasn't spicy, I don't know what I called him. He was really boring. He just talked about mammoths all the time. And he brought in, like, he was like a proper biologist, right? And he'd bring in, like, he has like a pond or like a lake outside his house. And he'd be like, I brought in trays of like dirty pond water with like bugs in it and like stuff. His son, like, that's his pipette. Have a look. And I'm like,
fucking
what?
Steady on, Nige. Steady on, son.
No, Nigel, calm it down. Step it back a bit. I don't want to go through your dirty water to look at some bugs.
Hang on, Nige, we barely know each other. What's going on?
And my friend there was like a little worm thing in it. It was dead, I think. And he just put it in a pipette, just like launched it across the classroom. That was great. That was a good lesson. And he was also like, oh, here's a heart. I think it was a cow heart. He was like, by the way, here you go, dissect this.
Why did
like half the class just got up and left. So we're like, that is disgusting. And I was like, okay. You don't have to all go outside. Just don't look at it.
Well, that was like part of the lesson. He didn't just bring one in.
He wasn't like, look what I got. He was like, yeah, here's the lesson, dissect this. He was like, if you're like squirmish, get out. Like half, all the girls and like some of the boys just got up. I was like, all right, there's like 6 of us in here now. What's the point? It was all just us at the back. It's just like the back row, just all like hammering into this heart, like squashing it against everything.
Do you remember when, the girls had to have that injection? Do you remember, like, just being in class there and just be like, like, you just be the boys in lesson and the teacher be like, guys, where's half the class? You think, I don't know, they just got taken over form to have an injection. They go, oh, okay. And he'd be like, so what is the injection? And he's like, that doesn't matter, just focus. And then you see all the girls coming in, you think, what the fuck just happened? Oh, it's only one person. Maybe she's a, bit of a wimp. Like, next minute, the rest of them coming and go, fucking hell, my arm! You're like, what the fuck happened down there? And you find it's just a little fucking needle. I mean, I remember when we all had to have one.
Yeah,
and I was
leg,
like,
wasn't it?
In my leg?
It was like in your, mine was in my thigh.
Fucking hell, mate. You want to fucking check on that? What happened there? Was it just a
No,
guy with gloves going,
They went like, oh, everyone, here's your arm. China. Give me your leg.
China, come in this curtain in a second, bud. We've got to do a separate one on you. Right, anyway, I remember when we all had to do it, I thinking, fuck, because that's all I knew was just the girls coming in crying, thinking, this is going to fucking hurt, probably. This is going to be... I had the prick, and I was like, oh, it's actually not bad. It hurt at first. At first, I was like, I didn't like that. What was that? Fuck, it's over, is it? Oh, okay, cool.
You ever get, like, class detention?
I
got one. I didn't go to it because I didn't even know if she gave it to me. I was like, what? I came home, my mum was like, you had detention today, didn't you? I was like, did I? News to me.
Oh, fucking yeah! I've had one of not a class one, but I apparently I got given a check free before, right? Which is a lunchtime detention, and I had no idea I had it. And then, because usually how it works, right? The teacher, so the period that's so like is it 3 lessons? No, 4 lessons and lunch, right? So the 4th lesson, you'd say, right, go to lunch then, and then the teacher would be like, hang on, you're on the register, for check lunchtime detention. But like our teachers didn't do it for one lesson. I didn't know I got given it. I think I was given a check too, but I missed that lesson, so she just assumed I didn't do it, so she must have given it to me. And then I just did no idea. I had a fucking... Oh, God. Then I remember I had a fucking after-school detention then. I just remember the teacher was like... usually it was the usuals you would get after-school detention. So you'd be like, Christian, Scott, da da. And then the teacher was like, Josh. I was like, me? What the fuck? What am I on there? He was like, well, I guess you're coming with me. I was like, it's a mistake, but do you want to check that again? What's going on? What teacher? Ms. Hopkins. Fucking what? And then the teacher who ran the after-school detention as well, fucking he said his name. He was like, what are you doing here? I was like, you fucking tell me. I don't know. at all.
How long were your lessons then?
Hour?
Well, our lessons were... So you only had 5 lessons a day then?
Yeah. What, you had more?
Yeah, we have 50-minute lessons, because then you get an extra lesson at the end. We had...
So weird, dude.
Well, it makes sense. You don't need... An hour is too long. 50 minutes is too long.
Yeah, but you have an extra lesson.
Yeah, but you had flipping... Get to school before 9 to get registered.
Yeah?
Yeah?
That was just chill to see him. Well, I say see with your mates. I didn't really know anyone in my form. I hated it.
So what time did you technically start school then? Like 8:45?
No, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, but what time was your thing?
8:45.
Form. Yeah, so you started 8:45 then?
Well, 8:45, roughly you get in about 10:02, so the bell will go, everyone walks in the form, and then the teachers come down and go, morning! It'd be like 10:02, like 10 minutes of like...
And that lasts until 9 then, does it?
Yeah, that's till 9, and the bell
right.
goes, and you go to your lesson, and then, yeah, you
So
do
what's
your
the point there? Why don't you just register you at the start of every class?
Oh, I don't know, mate.
Or did they do that as well?
No, yeah, they do that as well. They go like, register.
Oh, so it's a waste of time then.
Well, no, it was mainly like checking your planner and checking how you are and
Wait,
stuff.
so if you didn't have assembly, what did you do? Just go straight to break? Or did you stay longer in your lesson?
No, like sometimes, well, usually assemblies would run. So you do the register really quickly and it'd be a 10-minute assembly. Sometimes it would run into the lesson if it's an important assembly or something. Then you just miss 50 minutes of your lesson, I guess.
But if you didn't have assembly, what happens after second lesson?
What'd you say? Oh, so after second lesson would be a 15-minute break.
Like you have that anyway, or if you don't have assembly?
No, assembly would be in the mornings, before lessons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because we had lesson 1, lesson 2, and then assembly if we had one. And if we didn't have assembly, then we have tutor.
What about fights in your school? Have you ever seen any fights?
We had a large fight. Well, I say large. There was just a massive crowd.
When you say we, like, were you involved?
Yeah, I was throwing hands. No. I don't really know what they were fighting about, but it was like they were both in my class. They're both my friends, or one of them. I don't really like one of them, but they just had a fight on the field, and then the guy, he was like, "Oh, you're not gonna do anything." So he just like floored him and sat on him, and then walked off. And then we had an assembly about it because everyone was like recording it, and he was like, the fella that was on educating Cardiff, the head teacher, was like, right, there will be no more fights in this school or you will be excluded. And he was like, if everyone's recorded it, you'd best delete it right now. And I'm just like, shut up, man. Who cares? I thought it was funny.
I remember outside of the English corridors, we were just waiting for a teacher to come into lesson to escort us in. Like, do you queue outside the class or you go in the class?
Depends what class it is.
We'd have to like queue outside the class, wait for the teacher, and we're just waiting. I can't remember. I don't know, because I don't know these people. Like, I know of them. We say right to each other when we walk past, but like I don't know. Something happened outside of school, and this was the first time they saw each other this day. And like usually they give each other banter, so I was just waiting for like a a joke, like, oh, one of them called him or something, and I was like, oh, okay, they probably next minute, bang, 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 they're swinging for each other, like the punches. They were quite like hard boys. Like you hear it, you think, fuck me, that must have hurt. But the boy just shook it off, and they were punching, and one boy was like smacking the fucking wall and shit. They were just like, not like, he went to punch him, he moved, and he smacked the wall, and he like broke his hand, and he was in the cast and everything. But like, he did that, so he hit the wall, that's when he broke his hand, but he carried on fighting and punching. I guess obviously the adrenaline
What
and
a
stuff.
warrior.
Yeah, it was mad, man. His blood and everything, it was crazy. People were trying to jump in and break him up, but they were fucking like swinging people off them. They were like, so it was mad. Like, oh my god, there's this girl in my year, she was fucking huge, like to the point where like you could hear her breathing and stuff. She got bullied quite a lot, but one lesson, the teacher just went out of class, right? He just went to do something mid-lesson. She put her bag on her fucking on the table. People were just looking. It was quite quiet because our teacher liked the word quiet. We were just looking at her like, what are you doing? She just pulled out a fucking huge corned beef pasty and just started chomping on it. We're all just looking around like, what are you doing? And she demolished it within 30 seconds. It was fucking huge, and she wolfed it. Right? Teacher came back. And he was like, do I smell corn? Why do I smell corned beef? I was there like, that fucking bastard over there.
Why did you waste your time watching this absolute mess? Thanks for the AdSense.
I don't even earn any AdSense. Not eligible.
They didn't know that, did they?
Well, no, they do, because I haven't got fucking 1,000 subs.
Really? You don't get until you get 1,000?
Well, you have to have 1,000 subs, and you have to have, like, 4,000 minutes of watch time, I think.
4,000 hours?
No, minutes, I think it is.
I don't think it's that.
I'm pretty sure. Google it.
Monetization rules. 4,000 watch time hours over the last 12 months.
Fucking mad, isn't it?
That's £5 Romy now, because I got that right.
Oh, we didn't...
I should be like, yeah, bet on it.
That's mad, isn't it? I'm not gonna get that. Even if I had 1,000 subs, I'd still have to, like, pull in content that people would actually watch. It's crazy, dude. I was thinking of, no, actually, yeah, so, go on, end it then.
I did.
You
So
didn't say,
thanks for
like,
the AdSense.
yeah, but you didn't say, like, you know, like, subscribe, see you later.
Oh, here we go. Like the video, subscribe, because we're literally the best platform. Platform? I need help. I can't do it. You do it.
Fucking hell. Right. Thanks for watching.
Is that it?
No. Right, seriously though. Thanks for watching. We had a plan of doing something, it didn't happen, so we thought we'd just record it anyway. It was a lot of waffling. Hope you enjoyed our stories. If you want to see more podcasts like this, more stories of me in China, hit like, drop us a comment of funny stories that you had in school as well, because I'm pretty sure we all had mad comments, mad stories in school, mad times. And we shall see you when I next upload another podcast. Catch you laters. Goodbye. Dude, I'm a fucking pro. I'm actually class at this. Genuine. Like I could do this all fucking day. Genuine.